Alright, hi again. Here is part 3. I'm going through an FRQ from the course exam description. It's a number 1 style question, and I am on the end of part D for the first one. So if you haven't looked at part 1 and part 2, you would want to do those first. This one doesn't help you. Once this one is done, it'll be a whole new series of videos later this week or next week of using one out of the practice tests that you have access to. So 1D, we're talking about mosquitoes with resistance to an insecticide. The sign we already just covered, go back, predict the susceptibility of the mosquitoes to the insecticides. So it's the new ones that the scientists came up with. My brain's not working. That's okay. No one's is. So the second part of D is the scientists claim that the mosquito population of region B evolved resistance over the period of the experiment, and that the resistance arose as a result of the immigration of resistant mosquitoes from other regions. So this is a clue to genetic drift, right? Some random, well, not random change, gene flow then. So drift would have been a random reason. Gene flow is migration and bringing them in. But again, evolution won't be on there. Based on the data in Table 1 and the information provided, provide evidence to support the scientists' claim. So we're looking to support their idea that there was immigration of resistant mosquitoes, that suddenly over time the mosquito population in region B, which normally doesn't have insecticide use, then we suddenly are using insecticide and it's killing them, out of nowhere it doesn't kill them. What's going on? So observations that I see in the data table. So they're telling you to, based on the data in Table 1 and information provided. So you should be looking at the table. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Observations that I see in region B. So time going down here, right? 2008, then 9, 9, and 10. And keep in mind that the graphs sort of went opposite of that. Region B, if you go down, it's like going back in time. So we see, like, yeah, there is indeed a drop in death of mosquitoes in June 2010. So what is our evidence supporting that? So I saw that, like, how could we link this to immigration of new resistant mosquitoes? So it's 3 things that I saw in black, and then the AP's answer down here in blue. Mosquito population is going up over time. So we had 27 mosquitoes tested, 26, 34, 44. So mosquitoes tested may not mean population, but there is like more mosquitoes that they're able to collect in June 2010. Less homozygotes for leucine. So the leucine strain here, remember that leucines are the original mosquito that was being, when treated with the insecticide, it would kill them, right? So it drops. So we have like 20, 18, 20, and suddenly their homozygotes are down to 12. So there's less alleles coming from them. Heterozygote ones increase suddenly. So we got 5, 7, and 8, jumps up to 20. And then the homozygotes for the phenolphthalein that is incurring resistance to the insecticide in that region, it suddenly jumps up, right? So we got a whole lot more alleles for the phenylalanine in June 2010. And then the prompt is reminding you that the phenylalanine one is the one that is the substitution that incurs resistance. More phenylalanine alleles are leading to increased resistance in June 2010 in region B. That was my answer. And then I looked at theirs and they went into a little more detail. So, they could have. So the frequency of the phenylalanine allele increased from very low to much higher. Then they say or. So I think my answer gets at that, like the amount of the phenylalanine allele is increasing. They actually did the frequency calculation. I don't think it's asking you to do that because it doesn't say calculate. It does say provide evidence, so maybe you could do that calculation like you just did in C. But that's fine. So for population B, that come from an area with low insecticide use. So that's the connection I didn't get. Like, why do we suddenly have a whole lot of insecticide-resistant favorable alleles in an area where we don't have insecticide use? So thus insecticide use is not selecting for those mosquitoes with the phenylalanine. It is more likely that the insecticide-resistant mosquitoes with phenylalanine allele are immigrating to the area, thus increasing the frequency of the allele in the population. And I wrote this answer is much better than mine. So I did like the AP answer on this one. I think overall the ABC I was kind of on par with what they were looking for. So let me shrink this back down. That is an example of a number 1 style FRQ. So yeah, that was intense. But it's okay, you can do this. Try anytime it's a question number 1 to set yourself up for 25 minutes unless you are approved for extended time. If it's going to be a number 4, set yourself up for 10 minutes. That's going to be our timing. 10? 15. 15. Oh, I'll check. Go check updates on AP testing. But these are the two sort of outlines for the two styles of questions. So if you see a question style number 1, it's going to be a longer question like what I just did. If you see a question number 4 style, it's going to be a lot shorter. So now that I've done the first one, boop, 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 now we're on this page. So I've done the number 1 out of the AP exam description. That would have been parts 1, 2, and 3. As I move on to the next one, parts 4, 5, etc., I'll be going into the practice exam. Okay, so the practice exam, there are 3 of them in the AP classroom, and they're broken up as multiple choice sections or FRQ sections. And out of the FRQs, I'm doing like the number 1 and the number 4. So that will be next. I might do it this week. I might do it over the weekend. I'm pretty productive in the 9 to midnight hour, so look out for these getting posted then. I think that's it. Hope you're doing great. The next one also, so this first question that we did still had a little bit of evolution in it. You could see it covers content from the chemistry of life unit, gene expression and regulation unit, and evolution. So if you're looking ahead, this next question from the practice test number 1 covers chemistry of life and gene expression units again. And then it's like there's the prompt, there's the ABC, what to do, and then like wait before moving on, then the answer. Then the next one, the number 4 is covering content from the heredity unit. So look for those highlights that I have at the top, because those are ways that you can like, oh, what do I want to focus on? Because there's one coming up here from practice test 2 about energetics, so cellular respiration and heredity. So these will be good review, and it takes a while to get them going, and it takes a while to record and upload, so I'll just keep working on this because people reached out and asked for it, and you can find, I'll put it in a folder. I'll figure it out. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.